I really want to take you on a beautiful journey and a beautiful activation and a beautiful calling forward because one of the things that I absolutely love is legacy work and the legacy, dropping into legacy, talking about cosmic currency and how that translates and universal laws and principles and showing up in your divine authentic self and connecting to the divine wealth code so that abundance can flow and you feel on purpose and you live the life of your dreams, and it all sounds really wonderful. It all sounds exciting because I feel like my journey as a spiritual accountant has been the initiation into my own legacy, the anchoring into that for divine wealth. And now I feel being able to share this with others. So for those of you who feel you're in a bit of a grind, your business feels a bit stagnant, or you're faced with some different choices. You're not sure whether to take this opportunity or that opportunity, or you feel like you're in that work, swapping time for money system, and you really want to break free of that and you don't know how. And honestly, my work starts and ends with legacy. It always comes back to legacy, whether you're going down financial sovereignty paths or whether you're, experiencing the beautiful Oracle deck or financial management. It all really comes back to you and your legacy. So today I want to really drop into this and it's exciting. So let's start with those little nudges, right? So this is, for spiritual conscious business owners. For me, it starts and it ends with legacy, but for those who are still trying to figure out what their legacy is, what the next move is. And I think this is a really important, because a lot of people, spiritual, conscious, awake, aware, enlightened humans, they're tapping into their intuition, and whether you're just tapping into it now or you've been playing with those intuitive nudges for years, like it doesn't matter where you're at. I think the biggest thing here is you need to be able to palpably feel what those nudges are, right? Because I think what's happening right now with the consciousness on the planet is we have, our consciousness and there's collective consciousness, there's oneness consciousness. And if you can think about it like this, the consciousness of the planet is raising. There's nothing that we can do to stop it or to speed it up or to it's just happening. It just is. And with this consciousness comes like these little ideas, these little seeds. I call them seeds that are planted. And when you get these ideas or these opportunities or these nudges or these things, when they land for you, like they're not just landing for you. You got to understand that this is the collective consciousness and those seeds are being planted everywhere. So the more you can tap into yourself and the truth of who you are, and then translate these nudges and translate the language of the universe, of soul, and then listen. It's more than listening, right? It's listening and translating and then taking the action that feels as the move towards the greater good. Because that's essentially what we're all working towards is it's the greater good for humanity and for all. And we won't go too altruistic, but I feel there's a lot of people out there when you're transitioning from the old way of doing business and finances and you're wanting to step into that new paradigm and align to your highest truth and your greatest mission and your grandest purpose. There is a process of like learning who you are at a soul level, not who you are, not the identities, but the truth. Like I always say that the most important day of your life was the day that you were born. The second most important day of your life is the day when you learn why. So your soul, like if we look at souls, right? Every single soul on this planet Earth is here for the same reason. And I'm going to just blow the lid off this for everyone. I'm going to ruin it for everyone. I'm going to tell you your soul purpose. Everyone's soul purpose is the same, and it's love. Right? To experience love. Your soul came here to experience love in all its forms, right? And if we look at the emotional spectrum, if you look at the spectrum, it's all how close or far away from love are you? And it's not that one is right or wrong, it just is, but it's the dance between all of those emotions and feelings and experiences. And we just came here to experience all of it, love in all of its forms. And what is different though, from soul to soul, is the expression of that love. So, how I express love, how I give and receive love is different to how anyone else would give and receive love. And when you're looking at soul purpose in a professional sense, in a career sense, in work sense, I believe that much of this earth's ascension is happening through business. It's happening through business because this is how we get to reach. This is how business and commerce is a tool for raising consciousness. So when we can step into our business as a conscious being, as a reflection of love, and we connect to our truth, the truth of who we are, our expression, our unique expression, and we amplify that, then that's when we become the beacon for everyone else. We become, we've all got beautiful roles to play. So when you're uncovering your soul's mission and your soul's purpose, and you're learning how you express love, how you give and receive it, and then we're reshaping our leadership in that. So I feel that a lot of people go through that ascension path and that spiritual journey and that awakening, but for those who are in business or those who are in creation of the new paradigm, that happens through business. When we start creating the products and the services that uplift humanity and serve humanity in bigger ways. That is the new paradigm. So we all have roles to play in that. And I feel that when you're connected to the divine wealth code, the cosmic currency of all of this, human energy is the most valuable resource on the planet Earth. And we were all taught from such a young age that we should be swapping time for money. No, we swap out energy for money, right? It's human energy, it's human resources. So when you're going through that ascension path and we're in business, we're looking at what our unique value is. We have our soul's expression, but we have our soul's value as well. And your soul's value is a range of things, but it's what you bring to the world. It's your knowledge, it's your intellectual property, it's your skills, it's your talents, it's your passions, it's who you are. And when you mix all of these things together and tie it in, wrapped around business, this is where you can tap into higher levels of wealth, higher levels of currency. Yes, it might translate in dollars in the bank account, but it can translate into other forms of exchange as well. So there's a beautiful connection, I believe, to the ascension of the planet and business right now.